How is everybody doing today? I'm playing some Sherlock Holmes. Holmes. Ya tú sabes. This is post-war Canada. A Shadow over London, Chapter 1. Baker Street. I'm halfway there. Look at that window. Look at that cake. I like watching game characters walk up the stairs.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr.
That's
Holmes.
messed up.
I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
They might
not
be.
attacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
What even was
For
that?
this evening.
And for that, I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation,
he's standing
might I
on the
ask you to
bed.
apply your skills to a more pertinent question. Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
Let's see. London Advisor, September 28th, 1882. Tension between England and Sweden are running high after a series of unfortunate mishaps during a recent visit to London by Swedish Princess Lider. Chief among the scandal was the embarrassment of the British diplomatic corps as a result of the unexplained disappearance of Princess Lider's personal bodyguard. The longtime member of her inner circle took the opportunity to explore London while off duty and never returned from his late-night promenade. A spokesman for the police assures the advisor that they are confident the bodyguard will be located as he is a striking representative of the Scandinavian people. A man like that gets noticed whether by his peers at a gentleman's club or the fair nightingales who comfort him. Okay.
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting.
Can I take the food? What's this?
Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Exactly. What is this?
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming.
Okay, I got everything, so now we can do the reverse.
Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men.
We gotta get them!
It cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing.
Shit.
I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
Do we have to get our coats? Watson!
The dustbin is yours for the digging, Mr. Holmes.
Pick up this fucking mess. You touch my things. How did that not break? What the hell? Go off. Get off. This is my table, and I say you fall. Yay! That wasn't the way, but I'm glad it fell. Sorry, Watson, for using your bed. Oh. I thought that was my room.
Oh, look at this quaint little cottage. This quaint little tunnel. In the country. In the country. I forget which country.
The dustbin. Get jodiendo. Don't trip on the thing. It's rainy today. Why not dress in something more appropriate for the weather? Open the casebook with options, navigate to the wardrobe tab with R1, and put on a hat. We're gonna put that on.
And then we shall wear a hat.
What is this one? Fezzes are cool.
What's in your head?
Fezzes are cool. Headwear for fans of tautology. One.
Looks like it would suit you.
Deer stalker hat. Then what that top hat? Men's fez bowler hat.
Respect the queef.
No. In fact, we're gonna go out with even less clothes. Oh. That's my mind.
Let's put on our spectacles.
A square pair in your round holes. Bean for the benefit of his eyesight. Modesty is my middle name. No, we're going with Windsor glasses. No facial hair. The first choice of many. The first of many close shaves. The face of a gentleman. Facial hair for the too confident. Chin curtain beard. If I had another face, do you think I'd wear this one? The hairy mouth moat. I thought it's a mouth goat. Keep your chin away from prying eyes. Looks like it might rub off. We're gonna put this one on. Cause I am not a whore. You should have seen the other guy. We're gonna give you this one. You're gonna go out and all... You're gonna go out. No! I did that. There, does he need a hat too? Oh, did I just have to do this one? Did I just have to this one? Where's the waste bin?
A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool.
Okay.
You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
That's madness!
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here.
I can't
Sorry,
knock
Mr.
over the
Holmes.
kid.
I just sold my last paper.
Blast. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me,
Nothing gets past
did you
me,
notice
mister.
anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Except for that.
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Sure, now I can take the day off.
Cool, now I can take the day off.
What did he do with the paper?
can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a
To
well-read
his
assassin.
chin, they were.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises.
Not me. I always look like this.
Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
If I give you another shilling, will you remember?
Did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears, if you have more shillings.
Okay, got it.
Get the Strand. Get your copy
Get
of the
the
Strand
Strand.
here.
Get your copy of the Strand.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir.
Excuse me, miss. Miss. Steinwick's Manor? Where? Oh, is this Steinwick's Manor? This is my house now.
What is this?
Do you even have enemies that would want to kill you? Okay, perhaps from Cordona.
Cordona.
How about that Vogel fellow? He seems rather obsessed with you.
He
Would
just
you
wants
do
to get in my
something like
bed.
this? Why go through all this scheming to murder you? A spine stuck to the newspaper is hardly lethal. A ruined newspaper is hardly the end of the world. We can always buy another.
Do you know where else they
A ruined
sell the
newspaper is
stream?
hardly the end of the world. We can always buy another.
It's not the thought of the newspaper. Here is the principle.
Now is for making fun of me because I didn't know how to spell. This makes me feel not so self-conscious about my city because I also have a pretty obnoxious big-ass house in my city that's like surrounded by a bunch of middle-class / poor people. So, I'm gonna leave it there. I thought he was carrying a flipping board. I can climb. Let me get in. Come on. I wanna break in.
Let me break in. Let me break in.
Excuse me. The Strand. Give me a newspaper, bitch. Get out of the way. I mean, miss.
A ruined newspaper is hardly the end of the world. We can always
Can you
buy
shut
another.
up? I'm trying to talk to people. And it's not letting me.
What are you doing?
What am I supposed to be doing anyway? Excuse me. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Oh, am I supposed to be the asshole? This is pretty. The young newspaper seller didn't see much. He noticed a suspicious man approaching the house, then he heard a loud noise. He said that the man was kneeling at our doorstep afterwards, but the newsboy lost sight of the man due to customers. Apparently, the man was carrying a stack of books. Da 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 da. Oh.
The Strand.
Right? Oh, Mr. Barnes is involved in the scheme. The newsboy said the suspicious man was carrying a stack of books, and this morning Mr. Barnes, the local bookseller, delivered a novel for Mr. Dr. Watson. A cactus spine for assassination, a loud bang, a visit to Mr. Barnes is in order.
From that Mr. Holmes murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his...
Well, where the hell?
Not every
You
pawn
can pin evidence
knows it's part of a game.
for a quick access to the information from your casebook. Open the casebook with options pins. Yeah. Oh, okay. Out because this is kind of hard in my ear.
I was listening to music.
Oh, right. They give a full detailed photograph of the store. Wait, where? Gaslight.
I didn't do anything. You're making it up.
Okay, so again. Okay, hello.
A ruined newspaper is hardly the end of the world. We can always buy another.
Observe. It looks like he hasn't been, sleeping. What you got down here? Leans heavily on his right leg. High heels, wants to look taller. result of poor sleep and stress. I feel like it has to be workaholic. Right?
Mr. Barnes, a word. Oh, for goodness sake.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please...
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out. The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Apologies, but I can't hear you. Please come back later.
Spot the chair. Let's see if you've been getting eat.
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre. Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
He hasn't even finished his coffee.
I shall pay you with the money that's left on this counter.
The finest view London has to offer. In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is. An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible. So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
Who can show me what I need to see? Can I yell at him now?
So, Barnes has a dog
Barnes has
now.
always been a
Who's
little
good
odd,
boy?
but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
Knock over that flipping newspaper. Where else? Ka-ching. Oh wait, no, maybe I'm gonna let the dog out. Oh. There's a back ways there.
Can I ask you a question?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Could you help me?
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
It's a shame I can't answer your question.
May I ask for your assistance?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Excuse me, sir.
Is this familiar to you?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Damn it.
May I ask you something?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Oh. How the hell should I know? Maybe I'm supposed to pin another piece of evidence. Is that what I'm supposed to do? I should have read the tutorial. One second, peoples. Actually, yeah, let me see.
We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack. No, come on, Watson, think.
May I ask for your assistance?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
May I ask you something?
Excuse me, what? I'm not sure I know.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Excuse me, just one question.
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Oh, now this guy's gonna talk to me?
May I ask you something?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Could you help me?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Could you help me?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Let me see, let me see.
Excuse me, just one question.
It's a shame, but I can't help you.
The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
Hello there. What's your name?
Lily. I know, not very original. I should have worn something warmer. People don't tend to come out for flowers when it rains. Perhaps I should try selling door to door.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
Familiar spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin?
Looking for like any...
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something. Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses? It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them. Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
Morning brooch. Oh, bendito, no me diga. Clean boots, change shoes upon arrival. Unusual for anything going on with the hat. Or makeup for beauty concealment. She wears mourning brooch in memory of her late husband. Her dress is made from expensive fabric that is not suitable for work. Her shoes show no traces of mud. She must have changed them when she arrived. Her eyes constantly dart around the streets, seemingly in search for something. Perhaps she is waiting for someone, while Mrs. Fleming cherishes the memory of her departed husband. She is trying to move on, as suggested by her makeup and a nice outfit. Perhaps she is dressing to attract someone's attention, or simply because she's learned to love herself again. Okay, so Miss Fleming uses makeup to hide her tear-stained cheeks. Her dress is made from expensive fabric that is not suitable for work. Her shoes from the trace of mud. She must have changed them when she arrived. Archie tries to marry her grief. I think she has to be still grieving. I think so.
My condolences, Mrs. Fleming.
Mr. Holmes?
Your husband's death. You're clearly still in mourning.
Oh, no. I loved him more than anything, of course, but that was some time ago now. Life goes on.
A lesson we all learn, one way or another. I'll be off. I'll be off.
Now we go back in the store. Right? Yeah.
I like bookshops. One of the few spots in London where you are shunned for making a racket. Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight? Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight? Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight? Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight? Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight? Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight? Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight? Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
I don't know.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight? Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
Now, am I supposed to talk to Watson outside?
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
I'll be off. One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
Oh, shit.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes. No, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I
Exactly.
know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy, so we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached, but since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
Ah.
Have a look at my flowers. They will not bite, unless you touch their thorns.
She's working with the bookman because he gets the paper.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in
Shut
plain
the
sight?
fuck up. That can't be it.
Mr. Barnes is in love with Miss Fleming.
Mr. Barnes displays a bouquet of flowers and dead flowers to attract the attention of Mrs. Fleming, a florist. He may hope she will come into his shop and give him watering advice, or it could simply be a symbol of his desperation. Barnes anonymously gifted her a cactus which he ordered from a catalog on his counter. A questionable choice, but from Barnes a symbol of his eternal love, since the catalog represents these cactus as immortal. Plainly, this is the same cactus he dropped on the stand outside. He dropped on the strand outside 221 Baker Street. Now to hear the full story.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You placed flowers in the window to get her attention, and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer. I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured, we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right, then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
It was on the table.
Naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
One second. Sunflower seeds. Saboteur explosion rocks docks. Locals at the Port of London had a rude awakening last night with loud bangs and thick red smoke. Disturbing the peace, merchant ship Moskva had docked at Pier Number 3 in the early morning en route to Europe when it was rocked by several concussive explosions. The Port Authority is yet to comment on the incident, and it is unknown if any crew members were on board at the time. Eyewitnesses reporting seeing saboteur leaking into the river, but with the area still off limits to workers and the public, it may be some time before we have a full account of what transpired.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Let me know if there's any way I can make it up to you. Tell you what, tomorrow's edition of The Strand is on me.
Cool. But I don't need the Strand tomorrow paper. Oh.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. It doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But
it's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
Yay.
Have a look at my flowers. They will not bite unless you touch their thorns.
Stenwick is just down the street from Barnes's bookshop.
Oh.
Not much further now.
Sherlock Holmes in the stream. 1 second. Hello, everybody. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the Inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Burns down the house.
Tell me about Kimahia.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen. And as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
I take it this is the first time Kimahia has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Why?
Is there any reason Kimahir may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
Yeah, cabbage.
Did
That's
Kimahir make
that's
off with anything
you
of
know.
value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
Mentally drafting my complaint, meaning that the game didn't want to. Whatchamacallit, animate him like writing on a notepad. I want some food. Gimme, Jimmy. Oh.
Chewing tobacco. A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots.
It's not letting me like that, so. Anything right here? You're gonna give me something?
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right. A scrap of Hessian.
Hessian?
These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them.
Oh.
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here. No air coming through it. A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
Button chops. The remains of a meal. The ashes are long since cold. Clothes made of hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly? A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called. A small Navy spyglass.
Okay. I know it's this, but why isn't it not?
Looks like a knee print. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
Could have left these tracks. They seem fresh.
No wonder this guy wanted to leave. This guy was giving him all sorts of bullshit.
rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney. Is this a Taniwha, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills. Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed? You think you know someone. Do you think Kimmy here had an accomplice in his escape? Yes, Stenwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please, try to remain courteous. This disappearance is intriguing, though. I cannot make head nor tail of it.
How the hell am I supposed to do this? One thing that I wonder though is I gotta go on the other side of the property. Probably, that would make the most sense. Qué jodiendo. Flipping, block that side off. Now I can't even leave. Go around the house.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it. This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
I will not be long, Captain.
Where on earth are you going with this? I thought you were meant to be intelligent. Are you joking? Why would I know this? I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
Is this spyglass?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahir's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it.
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahir's?
Yes. I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting.
The door to your garden has an interesting look.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimmy here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
Do you happen to know Kimahir's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest, but I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
Has Kimahir ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimahir's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Right? It had to be that one. Damn it.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
No.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Why are you still here? If you find my man, I have a marvelous whiskey with your name on it.
Excuse me, just one question.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
I'm gonna do some exploring. Get a bit more of the lay of the land. Oh, Dino Sun. No, that's a turtle, but it looks like a Dino Sun. I can't steal anything? Why not?
Are you able to help me?
I can't help you with this.
Damn it. Hello, I have returned with some coconut candies.
Have a look at my flowers. They will not bite unless you touch their thorns.
May I ask you something?
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
Impressive stature, strong gaze. I think this man deserves a knighthood.
Really, Holmes? How can you be so sure?
On rare occasions, Watson, it can suffice to trust one's gut. My gratitude, Sir Arthur. Could you help me?
No, I don't know anything about that.
May I ask for your assistance?
It's a shame, but I can't help you.
Doesn't sound like a shame.
Doesn't sound like a shame.
Damn it. I'm sorry.
This dreary rain is making a miserable day even worse. I feel like they might have actually been this. I really don't know.
see, let me see. Where is it?
Tommy!
I'm surprised I didn't use that. I don't know, I'm about to look it up, to be honest.
This disappearance is intriguing, though. I cannot make head nor tail of it.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
There's a key right here. There's a chest right there. Why can't I look in the chest? I mean, that's why I gotta figure this out. I don't know. Let me see. So. Okay, let me see. Oh wait, yeah. Look for old stains. Oh, I get it now. Okay, now that makes sense. Okay, so it's either he had the key and the dude had the key. Then we focus on this one. I got 2 of them.
Someone moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
Probably. Ah, shit. Right?
Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
You'd best have found something by now, gentlemen.
I fear that someone may have spied upon Kimahir. Likely the owner of the spyglass I found earlier. It appears they were watching for some time, as there was an impressive amount of chewing tobacco on the ground.
And your point?
I found the residue of narcotics in Kimahir's brazier. There are several explanations, perhaps your servant's recreational interest, or an attempt at poisoning.
Cut to the chase, Mr. Holmes.
You said that you checked the shack earlier. Did you notice the cart tracks near it? Now, one ought to expect a servant to make regular use of such a thing. Indeed, I would have overlooked the detail were it not for the cart's absence. If, as you say, Kimahir never leaves your estate, then where did it go?
I expect answers from you, Mr. Holmes, not questions.
I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. Kimahir was abducted by the owner of the spyglass. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped a narcotic into Kimahir's brazier to make him sleep even more soundly. In order to carry a man as large as Kimahir, the intruder stole the cart and rolled him right out of your garden.
Now, hold on. All this simply to tell me what I already know? Why haven't you found him yet?
I only arrived a moment ago. It is, frankly, incredible that I have already deduced so much.
Every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego, is another second wasted. I'm not interested in the how, the why, or the who. I am only interested in recovering my investment. Spare me the claptrap, boy, and go and fetch my servant.
Truly, there is no better evidence of a man's nature than the way he treats those who help him. And you, sir, are a brute. The cruelty of your ignorance about the Maori people, your selfish attitude to a man's kidnapping.
The point is, Captain, we're telling you this for a reason. The intruder fled through the garden door, and we need a key to follow his trail.
Well, then you should have led with that. Here you go. I hope you'll return soon with good news. And in the meantime, please teach your companion the art of brevity.
Oh, fuck you, dude. God damn. Oh. Oh.
Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair. Roy Soulsby. Would that be the name of our man? A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor?
Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say saltpeter.
Then we're in agreement. Well done. Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahia's cart, I gather. A large pile of horse droppings. Many cigarette butts. Someone stood here for hours. There was a cab waiting here. Our abductor slipped in and then off into the night. Could you help me?
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
Excuse me, just one question.
No, sir, I've never heard of it.
You sure? Ah, damn. Do. Come on, come on. Okay, so we got past that, Oh, I gotta do the wheels.
I gotta do the wheels.
Okay, now I just gotta figure out which one is this one. Damn. It has to be that one. Come on. Particular knot, a spyglass, and the footprints of a working man's boots, they all add up to one of conclusion. Heylo's abductor is a sailor. No shit. Okay. That's it. The ports of London, okay. We now know that Camilla's kidnapper is most likely a sailor, as while it bears sapphire residue, and that there was a recent Sapateri, accident, the Port of London. Everything suggests that to find Chameleon, we must head to the Port of London. There is no time to lose. It's vital that we find a cab to the Port of London immediately.
The Strand proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident. Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there. Do you know anything about this?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
A cab. Oh, there's a cab in front of the mansion, isn't there? Or is this the cab? No, that's not a cab. That's a personal carriage.
Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here!
Depart this location. You cannot return after leaving. Be sure to finish everything you want to do here.
Where to go? The Port of London, please. I will show you where to stop.
Yay! Ooh, look at that smexy ass train. The Blood Red Knight. Port of London. Sherlock writes everything down. Check the case book. You might have missed something. Also, I might have missed something. Flipping dick.
Mr. Holmes, what a compelling mystery we have stumbled upon. Perhaps I have the premise of my next novel.
One kidnapping does not a story make.
Stop! A black cat crossed before us. It's a bad omen.
I do not take you for the superstitious type, Doctor. Such things are mere fantasies, tricks of a feeble mind. One imagines a physician would keep a surer footing in reality.
Perhaps. Before the war, my time abroad was difficult. Once, I came across an Afghan, bleeding, who I could not save. He pressed a rosary into my hand. A gift, he said, so as to gain God's favor. After that...
Dr. Watson?
Yes, well, I shan't get into details, but sometime later I found myself lost in the desert. Dehydration set in, and things grew ever more dire. The man's words came to me. I said a prayer, and placed the rosary on a rock. A gift to gain God's favor.
And you were rescued?
Yes. A detachment of British soldiers found me.
To whom I'm grateful. Without their diligence, you would not be standing here and I would not have this case.
I'm sure you have another explanation prepared, Mr. Holmes, but I think I shall cling to the occasional superstition all the same.
To each his own, Dr. Watson. So long as it does not interfere with my methods, do it. We must press on, cat or no cat. The question remains, why abduct Kimahir?
Yeah, I knew that wasn't it.
Oh, hardly a reputable establishment.
I've seen worse. Greetings, miss. I'm hoping you can help us.
We shall soon see.
I heard tell of a recent explosion in the port. What do you know of it?
Ah, yes. Something exploded in a ship's cargo hold. Caused a terrible blaze. The sky was red with smoke till morning.
Where precisely did it occur?
The ship sank near the third pier, next to the dockyard.
My colleague and I are seeking a burly man, above average height, with workman's boots.
Half my customers, then. Your description hardly narrows things down.
Pale, chapped lips. Morning sickness. Trousers a little too tight.
Your clothes are already tight, and soon they won't fit at all. How far along are you?
I thought I'd hidden it better. How did you know? Are you a doctor?
In a manner of speaking.
He's not. He merely has the ego of one. I apologize, miss. Mr. Holmes is fond of his observations, but I am the doctor here, not him. Do you need any help?
I'm fine, thank you. Would rather not discuss my condition, nor let word of it spread.
We must... Oh, no. No chance of a pint, then.
You're pregnant.
Are you familiar with a Roy Soulsby?
Roy Soulsby? I know the name, but he's not one of my regulars. My guess is that he works somewhere around here.
With the calling card. Grab a berry. Anthony, I looked old.
Can I ask you a question?
I think I can help you.
The man usually wanders close to the dockyard.
Excuse me, just one question.
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Oh. Oh.
Excuse me, just one question.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Top Gervish missing for a week. Please tell him if you see him. Ask day upon Shantytown. Red rag over entrance. 1 second, peoples. Hello, everybody. No me diga que they sold him into the...
Excuse me, just one question.
It is a shame I can't answer your question.
May I ask you something?
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Yeah, that's not edible.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Of course I know. To cut a long story short.
Can I ask you a question?
It is a shame I can't answer.
Okay, so right now I'm here. I wish I could actually like point it out.